I'm joined by Deborah Bowie, the Senior Director of Public Policy and Communications for the Albany Area Chamber of Commerce. And we're here to talk about the T-SPLOST tax that will come up to a vote on July 31st. And welcome.
Thank you.
And why is this tax so important?
Well, the tax is important for a few reasons, and I'll just hit on a few important reasons that should resonate with people who live in Southwest Georgia. One, the tax will generate about $530 million, and those dollars will go specifically to road projects throughout the 14-county area, the 14-county regional area that is Southwest Georgia. And that will go for, obviously, road construction and bridge construction. In addition to the construction, of course, there are some of these areas where the roads are not safe to travel. So this is a safety issue, certainly for people who are out in the more rural areas. There's an access issue, particularly in Albany, where in the '94 floods, certain parts of the city were cut off. So there are a few projects in there that will ease access, particularly if there ever is another natural disaster. And then the other component to the T-SPLOST that makes it really important, probably the number one reason for a lot of people, is job creation. We know that the tax will generate roughly 15,000 jobs. Those are construction jobs. And if you're in the Albany area, in the metro area, which is the 5 counties that includes Doherty, we had a 7,500 job loss over the last few years. This effort to generate a tax for road and bridge construction will yield a net gain of 8,500 jobs. So we can replace the jobs that we've lost in the metro area. That's significant. But the job creation throughout Southwest Georgia is about 15,000 jobs. So the message for us is quite simply the road safety, access, and then of course job creation. And then the other part to that is worthy of mentioning is that these dollars will be locally controlled. It's 25% of those dollars that are raised in the region will go to discretionary projects by every single county. So this is local communities having an opportunity to say what they want to do with transportation dollars that are specifically set aside for transportation. This is money that will not go to Atlanta. So if you're going to levy a tax, this is a tax that will be controlled. It's been controlled from the very beginning by local communities who met through their regional groups to come up with their road projects. 25% of those dollars will stay local, with those communities having a say over which local projects were not included in the regional projects. And then, of course, 75% of that funding goes to regional projects that have already been determined, but they've been determined by local people. So for us, T-SPLOST is not just about a penny roads for tax, but it's a penny investment in your community for job creation. It's a penny investment in your community to make your community safer and more accessible.
And let's talk briefly about the 4-lane of Georgia Highway 133 from Albany to Valdosta, and the Marine Corps Logistics Base is right near there, and obviously that will be a key in 4-lane those highways.
Right. It's a project that's been on the books for a very long time, and I know there's some skeptics out there who think we're talking about it a long time, it won't happen. Of course, I don't want to make light of the fact that all the projects are important projects to those communities who came up with the list, helped to put together that list, but obviously 133 is a critical component. We don't know necessarily what's going to happen with MCLB Albany. You don't want to use the 4-letter word BRAC, but we understand the significance of investing in that infrastructure, and particularly now since the Marines have consolidated their maintenance division, and MCLB Albany is the base that actually is taking the lead in that consolidation. That road and the widening of that road is very significant to the Marine Corps logistics base. Now that is from the Chamber's perspective in the business community. There is another road, I think it's Road 82 that they currently use, but for years we have all said that the investment in that road, the future growth of MCLB Albany, and particularly the possibility of a BRAC and what it could mean to this community, that road and the construction of that road is critical to the economic stability of this region. We all know how important the base is to Albany, but I don't know that people really understand the economic impact. That base alone generates a $700 million economic impact to the region. So in terms of just infrastructure and investment, there isn't probably a greater priority than the base.
And would you like to share any closing comments?
T-SPLOST will be a focus of the Chamber, has been a focus, will increase our focus. Today's event is to thank the legislative delegation for what we consider to be a positive session. We had several pieces of business-friendly legislation, including the energy tax exemption that came out of this session. But the session's over. We are still working, and we're working in partnership with our regional partners, Lee County Chamber in particular, to get out the vote on T-SPLOST. The vote is July 31st, and every vote counts. And we ask people, before you just say no to a tax, take the time to educate yourself, know what the issues are, know what's at stake for your community. If you want more information, you can contact the Chamber, and you can visit a website, which is connectgeorgia2012.com.
Thank you very much, Deborah Bowie, Senior Director of Public Policy and Communication for the Albany Area Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.